Okay, so I'll just share my screen and then press on our beautiful presentation just on Canva. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. इसको करते हैं share. Where is the present button? Standard. Present. Okay. So we're right here, right?
Yes. I can.
You all can see the presentation?
We can see it, Tanzila.
Okay, perfectly fine. Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you and thank you so much for sparing us time and just moving into the direction to become change makers, to do a very important job. Change makers who will be pioneering a movement that is going to dispel myths. They're going to take initiatives around a subject that is really taboo, but it's very, very important, and that is menstruation, mahavari, or periods, or menses, any name that you can call it. Equally, every name brings that feeling that we need to talk about it, but we sometimes don't. I am Tanzila Khan. Who am I? What do I do? I am the founder of Girlythings, hygiene products. With me, I have Sabah, and Sabah Khalid is the person behind Aurat Raaj and Raaji. And me and Sabah, we first met in Dubai. I came to know about her work, and then we both were the recipient of the World Summit Award in 2018, I believe. And there we sat down, we spoke, and finally decided to work together in 2020. And me and Sabah, we both have realized the challenges that we have faced within entrepreneurship or menstrual health care. Sabah's application, Raaji, is a chatbot that gives authentic information about reproductive health rights and specifically to young girls who are new menstruators. And we realized that yes, it's going to be tough, लेकिन हमें ये भी realize हुआ कि scope है, space for development भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. So we have to be at it, and we finally joined hands, and I'm so happy for this partnership. With us, we also have Suha, who works with this team, and she is passionate about biotech and is currently studying in Canada. Okay, so why I do what I do is that I think that I was always a very empowered and social person. I was always running around until one day, which was literally 3-4 years ago, I started my period in public. I was on my way to a different meeting, and that's when I realized that even though I believe I'm empowered, yet there is so much space around menstrual health care that is hindering my confidence and my goals. Or I can candidly tell you that if I'm standing in front of an investor, whoever that person is, it could be Jack Ma, and I'm giving this pitch about a very important issue and I'm raising money, in that moment, if I start my period, I will run out the door. And that's when I realized that we women can't have that. We can't afford that. And for me, this area is so special. I can't let powerful women around me lose confidence because of biology. So I'm passionate about it. And as a disabled woman, I also feel that I really don't have access to menstrual health care products, regardless of having means to buy them. So I'm also a market that is not being tapped. So in all ways, I found all the right reasons to connect menstrual health care with the entrepreneurship. And I felt that what Sabah is doing, that she's connecting technology with menstrual health care. All of these domains are very important and we're passionate about them. So these are the reasons why we are in this space and we have taken this challenge. I would like to hand over the mic to all of you now and ask you all a simple question that firstly, what's your name, your organization, and what has compelled you to join us today and join us on this journey to go further? So anybody who'd like to go first, I think you can just unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello, Tanzila. This is Jia. May I start?
Sure, please.
Hello, everyone. This is Jia Jagi from Islamabad. I'm a youth activist and working with few initiatives. My own initiative related to women is She Matters. We work on 3 thematic areas, that is SRHR, political inclusion of women, as well as women empowerment. So why I'm here? Because this is something I love to do. This is something I don't get any money, because few days back someone was asking me, hey Jay, you go to so many functions, events and NGOs, do you earn? And I said, no, I don't. And he asked me, then why you go there? And I said, I just like to go there. And he said, no, every person does something because he or she gets some benefit out of it. So you must be getting benefit. I said, yes, people do get benefit when I wear them. And he said, no, it is not possible. And there the debate started, and I realized people have a very small vision. They think whatever we do, that is something for your own self. But then when I see the young ladies doing so, that no, it's not always you are doing something for your own self. You really want to see that you have some resources. I might have all the resources, but I know the people who do not have that knowledge, that resources. So why I am here, I really want to create a ripple effect to provide the resources in terms of knowledge, in terms of physical resources, so that at least the unequal distribution ends at one day, at least in my life. So this is my motivation behind it. And specifically for menstrual hygiene, I personally believe that again it is a taboo, and I would definitely say thank you to Tanzila, because that SRHR champion workshop was my first ever workshop. And after that, I actually talk about periods in my home with my brother. Even now, when I need pads, I don't buy it my own self. I even text my brother, can you please bring me pads? Even sometimes my siblings and my mother are like, hey, let us bring. And I say, no, let them bring, let them understand how important it is. And even that hindrance, that shyness, that awkwardness I had in me talking about it, thank you to Tanzila. Now I am really vocal about it. Like, I have my younger brother, I take out my pads in front of him. I just want him to understand and to know. So this was something I actually, that was a taboo I broke down, or something that was hindering our communication. And I realized if I, from a very educated background, had such things in my family, so what would be the people who are living in rural areas, or even who are not vocal? So I think such workshops, such platforms are really important, and therefore I'm here so that I can learn more about it, because I personally believe I'm not fully equipped with all these information and the related aspects of SRHR. So
Thank
my
you, Jaya.
main
Thank you
motive is
so much.
learn. Thank you so
This
much,
was
Sabha.
such a
Thank you.
great introduction, and thank you for being brave enough to go first. It takes so much courage to speak for the first time. I still struggle with public speaking. I wonder if there anybody else who wants to also introduce themselves, because we have a little bit shortage of time.
Um, I can go ahead if no one is willing to do so.
Keep it short.
Sure, sure. So hi, my name is Syed Maruf Ali, and I'm a recent graduate from IB Karachi. I I bumped into this post and the page by Sabah Khalid, and obviously as a male, the information surrounding menstruation and other stuff, it's very limited, and rightly put, it's also considered as a taboo, which we don't usually talk about. So my key focus out of this session is to really expand my own understanding of what it really is, and how it continues to affect females, and how we can try to create a safe community and a space, and then expand it so that so that the females can actually talk about it more openly, and the males can support them in such a natural process. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I think Jaya, we should get on with the workshop. Sabha, we should get on with the workshop because the time is short. So let's just jump into it, and we'll get to hear more about our participants as we go on.
That sounds
Okay,
great. I think, Tanzila, go
that
ahead.
sounds great. Okay, now you all are really charged right now. I can see that, and now I'm gonna throw a challenge at all of you. We're going to play a little game. And what that game is, अभी नहीं बताऊंगी, थोड़ा सा pause करके बताऊंगी ताकि आप लोगों को space ना मिले to find out the answers. It is virtual scavenger hunt. So I'm going to titillate some of your mind, okay? The rules are very simple. As I move to the next screen, they're going to be like 5 questions on screen. You're free to use the internet to find the answers. You're free to talk to your friends. You're free to ask each other. No rules at all. But time ka khayal rakhna hai humne. So it is virtual scavenger hunt. 5 questions, you have to find the answers. Once you do, आपने उसको एक ही पोस्ट में लिख के हमारे chat box में हमें भेज देना है. So let's see who's the winner. Not necessarily the smartest, but let's see who's the fastest. If you want, I can quickly read and explain them also. Who is the inventor behind the product menstruators use the most? Number two, which country made period products free of charge? Number three, what does PMS stand for? Number four, what is a Bashali? Number five, who is the director of a recent documentary on periods that won an Oscar? So, guys, 5 minutes. Okay, I would request my partner Sabah to verify
All right, we've got answers coming in from
the
Jaya,
answers,
and two
since
on.
I don't want to lose the screen. Put the correct ones.
So we have two answers from Jaya. We have one correct answer from Maria. We have not sure if this is the right answer, but we have a winner. I think. uh, so fourth जो था सबसे मुश्किल question था. I think let's start there. What is Bashali? So Maroof has written that Bashali is a Kalasha menstrual house जहाँ लड़कियों को आप भेज देते हैं during their period, जहाँ वो अकेली रहती हैं with sometimes alone or sometimes with an older person who's also a woman. So ये एक correct answer 4 का आया है. Fifth का answer आया है Reka Zehtadavchi. Is that correct, Tanzila?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Acha, and second का answer Scotland आया है. Which country made period products free of charge? It's Scotland. And the first is Benjamin Franklin invented the product that most menstruators use. Is that correct?
What? Benjamin Franklin?
ये किसी ने कोई और product में भी हो. So then Maroof is not the winner.
Oh my god.
There is still
I'll give
the
you a little
right
hint
answer.
on the first question.
Oh,
It's
I
not a
think
guy.
Manur has an answer. Is it Beatrice?
Full name? Give me the full name. There's a very long name of this person.
Manur,
So
you
I don't
can
know.
do it.
Beatrice, अगर उनका maiden name है तो it has to come in the middle.
अच्छा एक और ईमान की तरफ से आया है कि first का answer, the product that most women use, the inventor behind it is Aruna Chalam Murugana Natham. Is that the name?
नहीं.
Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner, we have a winner. Kutsia has answered it. That's the correct one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well done. Well done.
Good job, guys. I think everyone contributed. किसी के सारे सही नहीं आए एक दफा में. But good job.
Good job. Exactly. And I think the energy, I could feel the energy virtually also. So I'm happy everybody put in effort. Okay. So now we understand that the problem around the issue of periods is very high. अच्छा, अब मेरा timer भी बोल पड़ा है. Hold it, ठीक है? So what we'll do is we'll try to concise and try to understand the core issue. So with me, let's just do a quick exercise. What we will do is that we will meditate together. I think it's going to be a great start. So I welcome you all to please close your eyes and take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's just do this 3 times. Please get in a comfortable position. If you want to lean back, be my guest. And together with my voice, we will visualize a scenario. So as you close your eyes, I would give you some instructions. I would take you through a story that would help you craft your own advocacy later on. So shall we start? Everyone is with me?
We're with you, Tanzila.
Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Imagine yourself on a cold morning, sitting inside this exact classroom. You are 11 years old. Your name is Iman. You're very cute. You live in Khanpur, and your biggest dream is to become a teacher one day. You study very hard every day. You play with your friends and your siblings, and you love ice cream. But today is different because you don't feel too well. You go to school and you sit in your classroom and you're looking at your teacher, Miss Sana, take the class, and she has asked a question. Now you are very smart and you get up to answer Miss Sana's question. But when you do, suddenly you feel that the boys and girls in your class, they're whispering, laughing, saying something, and you feel embarrassed. You feel a bit awkward. Miss Sana looks at you in a very awkward way. She comes and she grabs you and takes you to the nearest toilet, which is across from the courtyard. Standing inside, you see red bloodstains splattered on your uniform. You are confused. It feels as if you were shot and your stomach feels like it's turning upside down. You almost vomit from the pain in your legs and your tummy and the smells from the toilet. Besides offering a cloth to put between your legs, Miss Sana says nothing and you stay there confused. She gives no explanation of why she took you there and what is this red thing? Why is this happening to you? You think that you're going to die, but that doesn't happen. You are dismissed from school and your father comes to pick you on his bicycle. On the long ride home, your father also says nothing. You arrive home and your mother is looking at you differently. She's not happy, but she's also not upset. Your siblings are ignoring you. Your mother offers no consolation or explanation. You go to sleep, and the next day, when you wake up, you are told there will be no school. Please take a deep breath and open your eyes. Thank you very much. Iman's story is not different from many other girls out there, even right now as we speak. And the surprising fact is that as I was narrating Iman's story, I could think of so many girls that went with me to modern urban schools and actually experienced the same thing. Even if you live in the city, the problem of period does not discriminate against any class. It affects women absolutely in the same way across the social status, across the economic division, across wherever region that you come from, and pretty much across every age also. As I was narrating this story, I'm sure there were a lot of barriers that you all could identify. Let's just have a quick discussion about the barriers that you could identify and list them down. Who would like to go first? Anyone?
Hi, I could try.
Yes. What's your good name?
My name is Taha.
Taha.
So I
Taha,
think
please
one thing
go
that
ahead.
sure. So one thing that I noticed when we saw that immediately the only reaction that schools usually have is to send the kid back home is largely because infrastructure doesn't exist within
Yeah.
among other places as well. So I think one pretty much an issue could be like because there's no discourse, there's no idea that you could even engage this, whether financially or even in terms of an actual conversation, because it's a taboo. There isn't a space within schools or even businesses, but particularly in this example, a school where you could actually engage this within this immediately. This child has to go back. And secondly, the fact that she can't return to school is largely because like acha, now this is a period where you can't really engage or you shouldn't be out in the public in that sense. So that's the taboo working.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Taha. Anyone else? Let's just take two.
यस ये एक्सरसाइज करते हुए क्योंकि जो आपने कहा कि ये सिनेरियो हर लड़की जो है तकरीबन एक्सपीरियंस करती है आई वांट टू शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस फाइनेंशियल और इकोनॉमिकल जो है वो बहुत इम्पैक्ट होता है इस चीज़ पे लाइक फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट डे आई हैड टू गेट हैवी पीरियड्स तो और मेरे घर पे ज़ाहिर हम 3 बहनें थीं और ज़्यादा पैड्स अफोर्डेबल नहीं थे हमारे लिए घर में 3 बेटियां हैं उनके लिए तो कपड़ा यूज़ करने की वजह से हर मंथ जो मेरे स्टार्टिंग 2 डेज होते थे वो स्कूल से ऑफ ही होते थे लाइक मतलब टीचर्स ऑलरेडी न्यू कि ये मतलब जो है वो ऑफ होंगी तो क्योंकि कपड़ा यूज़ करने की वजह से मैं हैवी डेज में अपनी स्कूल्स ना तो जो है अटेंड कर पाती थी कोई अगर फैमिली इवेंट्स हों तो मैं वो भी स्किप करती थी बिकॉज मेरी मदर को पता था कि मतलब मैं नए कपड़े पहन के कहीं जा नहीं सकती हूँ इस कंडीशन में आई नीड टू यूज द बाथरूम अगेन एंड अगेन इवन मैंने पैड जो है फर्स्ट टाइम शादी के बाद ही यूज किए हैं तो वाकई में मतलब इस चीज की वजह से बहुत सफर करना पड़ता था लाइक जब मैंने स्कूल जॉब स्टार्ट की तब भी क्योंकि पैड बहुत महंगे उस वक्त अब जाके तो खैर इतनी ब्रांड्स आ गई हैं कि अब थोड़ा रेंज में आने लग गया है लेकिन उस वक्त तो एक नई चीज थी तो बिल्कुल भी रेंज में नहीं आती थी तो स्कूल जॉब में और वहां पे भी बहुत सफर करना पड़ता था इस वजह से
थैंक यू सो मच एनीवन एल्स एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट यस
तंजीला एक तो बायोलॉजिकल फैक्टर्स में environmental factors भी आते हैं that means socially we are not aware because of the society because of the environment we are not aware that we'll be welcoming this thing at the age of 10 and 11 or 12 number 1 number 2 चीज फिर ये भी होती है कि we do not know our body we are studying biology and science in schools but we are not told about that thing until unless we are in grade 8 and grade 8 तक तो आपको हुए हुए भी 2-3 साल हो चुके होते हैं so that is a thing कि self awareness जो है वो very important होती है luckily for me I was in a convent school so it was easier for I got it in the school I didn't know how it was but I still feel those nauseas and jo points hote hain na they I am another person when I am having my periods right I'm completely another person for the first 1 or 2 days people avoid me because some of them know कि अच्छा ठीक है just stay a distance because you आपको यही नहीं पता होता कि आप किस तरीके से behave करेंगे it's not that you are doing it जान के but it happens so luckily I was
convent school, so my sister told me, the convent sister, हमारी जो principal थी, she told me what this thing is. Then my mom told me about it, and with gradually with time I learned about it. But the symptoms I got on the first day or second day, they never changed till now, and that is what really irritates a person's mentally, emotionally and physically. And that is what I have observed and heard and learned about, because mental health is my domain. So I know कि लोग बहुत ज्यादा जो होते हैं cranky होते हैं. It's very true, they feel scared. They don't want to travel. Like me, I really don't want to wear white color at all, just on safe side. एक अनकॉन्शियसली सबकॉन्शियसली आपके माइंड में एक ट्रिगर होता है कि अलार्म ट्रिगर होता है दैट ये चीज हो सकती है, वो चीज हो सकती है. सो दीज आर things which needs to be addressed within all the barriers which has been mentioned over here and others have told us.
बिल्कुल सही फयाज. और how I
Tanzila, I
see
would
it,
like to add to Faryad's point. Like she mentioned, by the time we get sex education, we're already in grade 8, and by the time the conversation around periods and sex education is normalized, we've already passed that stage. And uski wajah se, when we get it so late, myths काफी ज़्यादा फैल चुकी होती है amongst ourselves. Like my friends thought that they couldn't shower during their periods for the longest time.
that's an old one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just like to add that.
Absolutely, sir. You're absolutely right, all of you, and I'm sure आप सब लोग, all of others also जो सोच रहे हैं, you're in the right direction. One important issue that I also would like to highlight is that the moment a girl starts her period, उसको as a girl नहीं देखते, उसको as an औरत देखना शुरू कर देते हैं. उसकी एज जो मर्जी हो, and all of a sudden उस पे जो पाबंदी, that is what this culture is doing, knowingly or unknowingly, and I think that is something
Is it me, Tanzila, की आवाज अटक रही है? Is it my okay.
No, I think I can't hear Tanzila either.
But even I could just, I was a kid, and all of a sudden changes that are happening, for I can tell from a mental health point of view. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, it was great.
Am I audible
Yeah,
now?
yes, you
Okay.
are audible.
That was just like a tiny glitch. But anyways, we all understand कि जो issues हैं, जो barriers हैं, वो हर direction में हैं. इसलिए हमको भी हर direction में ही अपने solutions को लेकर जाना है, and we need to talk about these issues on every level. Now, to talk a bit more about period poverty, since I have traveled a lot and wherever I go, I seem to have this lens that identifies कि अच्छा यहाँ पे issue क्या है. पाकिस्तान में एक बहुत बड़ा issue है, हमें लगता है कि वेस्ट में सब कुछ perfect है, वेस्ट में women के पास सारे rights हैं, वेस्ट में वो divorce भी कर सकती है, वो job भी करती है, वो mini skirt भी पहनती है. This is that concept of empowerment, which is not true. When I was traveling, I met a lot of girls in Nepal. नेपाल में जो culture है, वो हमसे भी ज़्यादा कट्टर है. यहाँ पे फिर भी हमें एक्सेस मिल जाता है. नेपाल में कुछ कम्युनिटीज ऐसी हैं, पुरानी कुछ कम्युनिटीज ऐसी हैं, जो जब ड्यूरिंग पीरियड्स लड़कियों को, ये जो बशहाली का कॉन्सेप्ट है वहाँ पे भी अप्लाई होता है, उनको आइसोलेट कर देती हैं, और वो कोई लग्जूरियस जगह नहीं होती है. तो ड्यूरिंग दैट वल्नरेबल स्टेट उनको आइसोलेट किया जाता है, उनको इम्प्योर कहा जाता है. दे केप्ट इन दैट स्टेट. कभी कभी प्रॉपर्ली उनको खाना पीना भी नहीं वहाँ पे मिलता, वहाँ पे जानवर आ जाते हैं, उनको अटैक करते हैं, एंड मेनी टाइम्स गर्ल्स आर फाउंड डेड ऑल्सो. I have a friend Sunny from Nepal who shared these stories. Then when I went to Rwanda, which is an African country, and again the concept कि अच्छा सावरा अफ्रीका गरीब ही है, ऐसा नहीं है. अफ्रीका में, रवांडा में things were a bit better. वहाँ पे taboo नहीं था, women could go get their products, mostly men also knew about periods, but yet किसी लड़की को shame करना, उसके बारे में बात ना कर सकना, lack of information, the myth level was very high, that was prevalent in Rwanda. One of the biggest disappointments that I got was in Europe, जहाँ पे मुझे पाकिस्तान में एग्जांपल्स दिए जाते थे दैट यू स्टार्ट वेंडिंग मशीन्स. देखो ना बाहर के मुल्क में ऐसा होता है. हमने कि कौन सा बाहर का मुल्क है भाई. मुझे तो आज तक एक भी वेंडिंग मशीन किसी भी वॉशरूम में नजर नहीं आई जहाँ पे सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स अवेलेबल हो या कोई भी रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ अर्जेंट प्रोडक्ट अवेलेबल हो जो एक menstruator को चाहिए हो सकता है. Because menstruators would know, and all the gentlemen who are here, let me just share that periods is something that could be triggered at any point. It could be stress, it could be hormone, it could be diet, it could be climate, it could be anything. So girls are not really always expecting periods to happen. So that could happen. It could happen to anybody, in fact. Even women who have hit menopause, sometimes they say, "Bhai, we were enjoying a wedding and I don't know what happened. We just started our period and we were not prepared for it." तो हमने अपनी spaces को इतना restricted रखा हुआ है. We don't really offer any support. Attitude तो चलो है ही है, physically भी नहीं है from a consumer point of view. Then when I went to America and Canada, supposedly again very developed countries, open to ideas, very liberal, वहाँ पे homelessness बहुत ज़्यादा थी. Period poverty का जो concept था वो आया originally UK से था, and that was about women who are ठीक ठाक, they are going to school, लेकिन वहाँ पे products इतने expensive हैं कि वो फिर भी खरीद नहीं पाती हैं. ठीक है ना, क्योंकि अमेरिका में यूके में ये जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं इनके ऊपर टैक्स था. अभी कल ही सुबह बल्कि मैंने पढ़ा है कि उनका 5% टैक्स था, उनको खत्म किया गया है. बट अगेन द डिबेट इज गोइंग ऑन. इट टुक देम 20 years टू कम टू दिस कंक्लूजन. आई डोंट इवन नो कि हम लोग कौन से साल में इस वक्त, और हमने क्या मुहिम को शुरू भी किया, यानी आई हैव नो क्लू कि वेयर आर वी स्टैंडिंग इन दिस डिबेट. In Canada, in Vancouver, because of the high homelessness, Vancouver में थोड़ा सा climate गर्म होता है, इसलिए mostly homeless people prefer to live over there. I got a chance to speak to some menstruators on the street, and वो इतने गरीब थे कि जब मैंने उनसे पूछा कि अच्छा what do you do जब आपको periods आते हैं, they said we do nothing. हम कुछ भी नहीं रखते. Now believe me, this is a country that is highly developed. Everybody wants to go there. Everybody wants to replicate what Canada is doing. But this is the situation over there. The government, the authorities, NGOs, they offer nothing, no support. And again, वहाँ पे भी एक पैड का पैक आपको मिल जाएगा कोई, I think 350 रुपए का. Today I saw my inventory list, 428 rupees का एक normal always का पैक है. ठीक है. And imagine if you need 2 of these every month, 12 times a year. जो इंसान खाना अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकता वो पैड खरीदेगा. They would prefer कि okay fine, let's go ahead, let's not waste our money on this. हम drugs लेके अपनी जिंदगी ज़ाया कर लेते हैं, मरना तो है ही. So and the problem goes deeper into even the upper class जो थोड़ी सी developed है, लेकिन because of the high taboo issue, a lot of girls cannot go to the market and get their products. For example, Germany में I came across the refugee community. वो रहते जर्मनी में हैं, वहाँ पे स्टोर्स हैं, 7-Eleven है, वहाँ पे वॉलमार्ट है, कोई भी दुकान आप जाके ले सकते हैं. बट बिकॉज दे कम फ्रॉम अ मिडिल ईस्टर्न बैकग्राउंड, फ्रॉम अ रिलीजियस बैकग्राउंड दैट सेज दैट रिस्ट्रिक्ट्स के नहीं भी, यू आर नॉट गोना टॉक अबाउट इट. वो उस कम्युनिटी में रह के भी अपने बायस को भी उन्होंने अपने साथ ही लेकर आए हैं, एंड दे आर नॉट एक्सरसाइजिंग अ हेल्दी मेंस्ट्रुअल रूटीन. थोड़ा सा अगर हम लोग कम्युनिटीज की बात करें इन टर्म्स ऑफ डिसेबिलिटी, एज अ डिसेबल्ड पर्सन I can say that okay, I know about what I need but I can't access it. But let's talk about someone who doesn't even know what's happening to their body. Women who are intellectually disabled, उनके caregivers हैं, they can't signal their caregivers कि हमें period शुरू हो गया है. फिर बहुत दफ़ा ऐसे भी होता है, कुछ communities पाकिस्तान में भी हैं, and I came across this issue in Australia also. I have a friend over there who shared with me, एक तो जो female circumcision की बात होती है वहाँ पे she told me this, and then पाकिस्तान में कुछ खवातीन का यूट्रस ही रिमूव कर दिया जाता है, वेर इंटेलेक्चुअली डिसेबल्ड, ताकि कहीं वो बाहर ना चली जाए, दे डोंट गेट रेप्ड, दे आर नॉट एक्सप्लॉइटेड, दे डोंट गेट सेक्सुअली हरास्ड. लेकिन दैट इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन. If you have to protect someone, you have to protect them by empowering them, not empowering the accuser. So I know a friend, she has a physical disability, and mashallah says she is perfectly healthy, and she was even subjected to something like that, which she had to strongly fight back. And she's currently working in Peshawar. She is on the wheelchair, and she said कि Tanzila, once the uterus is removed, हमें लगता है कि हमने problem को खत्म कर दिया, but ऐसा नहीं है. The entire body starts working differently. The life is so difficult when you don't have the right hormones working. Of course God has made this body, हर चीज अपनी जगह पे है, लेकिन ये जो cultural interventions हैं, they cause a bigger issue. Most of my users at Girlythings, they come from very good high families, and you want to believe that they're empowered, you want to believe that they have everything, they have every access. But when they secretly order For example, a pregnancy test या sanitary napkins या बहुत सी लड़कियां छुप छुप के menstrual cups मंगवाती हैं because they're unmarried, they don't want to really try a product जिनके साथ they believe कि that's associated with their virginity. They don't want to shame themselves. They don't want anyone to know what they're using. I can understand that the problem is much deeper and we need to talk more about it. और सिर्फ एक तबके की बात नहीं हो रही, community की बात नहीं हो रही. In fact, it is divided across the region, and that is upsetting. ऊपर से जब COVID का time था, throughout this year, I remember that women could not have access. A lot of products that are available, वो भी आपकी health के लिए ठीक नहीं है. They are bleached. और बहुत सारे एसिड्स होते हैं, बहुत सारे उनके अंदर मटेरियल यूज होते हैं that causes infection leading up to infertility also. And then once users just talk to us, we realize that they don't have access even if they do have means. So this is just like a basic overview of the issues that are happening here in Pakistan. I remember I went to LG's Defense, and that's a pretty modern school here in Lahore. And if I start my period, I would be scared if anybody finds out, and I would be scared to tell my teacher, because this general vacuum that we have, this hesitation, it is something personal, but secondly, I don't know why I've always felt a bit criminalized if I start my period in public. And it took me a very long time to realize that this shouldn't be the case. Similarly, the hormonal changes that Firyal was talking about, the changes that goes through the body, you do get cranky. There are issues, but at the same time, when you're taught that it's wrong, then it's wrong. मुझे लगता है कि हमारे जो hormonal changes होते हैं, it has nothing to do with the shame. In fact, हमें accept करना चाहिए. We should believe that our body is healthy if it's reacting in this way. I think I would like to give the slide over to Sabha from here.
Thank you, Tanzila. It was lovely to hear from you. And I wanted to share my screen.
Can you do that? Can I stop sharing here?
Yes, if you can stop, then I can start sharing.
Okay, you started?
1 second.
Perfect.
Let me know when you start seeing it, okay?
Perfect. It's here.
Awesome.
It's here.
So with all the information that we've shared right now, I hope you've been inspired and overall you found that need to do advocacy for this particular topic. We can share stories, we can show statistics, we can tell you everything about it. लेकिन advocacy की जो need होती है ना, इस situation को change करना, इस situation को बेहतर करना, ये कहीं अंदर से आती है. It has to come from somewhere deep within you. And I know that the fact that you guys joined, that is already with you. So I hope now is the time for action. Action could be in various forms, and I'm going to take you through all the different ways that people have tried to advocate for menstrual hygiene and overall access and affordability. एक particular जो हुआ था, एक project किसी ने किया था, वो BNU से किया था, which is a Lahore-based university. And what they did was that they wanted to take away the shame and the taboo around menstruation, and they used pads, and they put all the pads that they could find or they could afford. They wrote messages about what they've been told, what taboos exist around it, and they covered it all over a certain wall of their university. Now, doing that advocacy was, of course, very, very important. However, it had a lot of controversy, and it led to a negative movement as well against, ये जो product है, ये ऐसे, हर जगह नहीं लगाना चाहिए. However, they were right in their own way of putting that in front of everyone so that ये brown bag और ये जो extremely इसको taboo समझा जाता है, वो ना समझा जाए. People are also using music, and they're creating rap songs about PMS, so they're talking about the problems that women go through. So there's so many different ways that you can do your advocacy for menstruation. I'm going to pause here and ask you like maybe a definition or your definition of what advocacy is. Menstrual advocacy या advocacy in general होती क्या है? Can somebody share their opinion on advocacy?
I'd like to go first. I think advocacy is when you're creating awareness around something, in the form of speech, in the form of writing, anything that you're comfortable with to raise awareness on a particular topic.
Absolutely, that's exactly what advocacy is. कोई और अगर share करेगा कोई advocacy जो उन्होंने की हो किसी भी topic के ऊपर, or something that they are interested in doing advocacy through? Ali Raza has raised his hand. Go ahead, Ali.
हाय एवरीवन, एडवोकेसी इन जनरल आपको गोल अचीव करने के लिए होती है। फॉर इंस्टेंस आपका अगर कोई गोल है कि आप मेंस्ट्रुअल के हवाले से एक लॉ बनाना चाहते हैं, तो आप जो है ग्राउंड लेवल पर भी पब्लिक में अवेयरनेस करते हैं, आप स्टेक होल्डर से मिलते हैं ताकि वो आपके मुताबिक या आपसे आपके पर्सपेक्टिव के लिहाज से वो लॉज बनाए। तो एट दी लार्ज लेवल जो एक्टिविटीज़ हों वो ग्राउंड लेवल पर जो लोग सफ़र कर रहे हैं उनके मुताबिक हों।
Awesome, exactly. Awareness is the biggest goal of it. And then आप एडवोकेसी तब तक नहीं कर सकते जब तक आप अपने स्टेक होल्डर से मिले ना। तो तंजीला and myself have spent a lot of time talking to people, interviewing people, going into classrooms. तब हमें समझ आया कि scale of this problem कितना बड़ा है और कितने लोगों ने इसको इग्नोर किया है कितने टाइम से। All of our governments have not paid attention to this issue. Our society has not paid attention to this issue. Our parents have not paid attention to it. Our teachers have failed to provide this education. So, so many people are lacking who are here to change this conversation. It's the young people. It's people like you and me who can get started and do something about it. एक और एग्जाम्पल पाकिस्तानी ही है। एक लड़की ने अपने एक सॉफ्टवेयर हाउस में जहां वो काम करती थी और शी वाज एंगेज्ड विद, शी क्रिएटेड अ गेम एंड दैट गेम वाज सो सिंपल, हाउएवर इट वाज टू टॉक अबाउट हाउ girls do not have the right access to products. So उस गेम में ये होता था कि you had to play around with a small underwear and you had to catch pads and not catch all the wrong things, which is like cloth or leaves or all the different ways that girls have to manage their periods. You had to avoid those things. So it was a brilliant game, and I can share that example with you, which they made. I think less than $1,000 that it took to do it. ठीक है, उसके अलावा देयर टू अमेजिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो जाके क्लासरूम में खुद से खड़े होके अपनी ये एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं और देयर एडवोकेट्स और देयर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स। एक का नाम हर ग्राउंड है और एक का नाम हर पाकिस्तान है, एंड दे हैव बीन डूइंग इट इन सम ऑफ द मोस्ट रिमोट कम्युनिटीज। दे यूजुअली फाइंड अ पार्टनर जिसके साथ वो पहले से बात करते हैं, उनसे एक्सेस लेते हैं क्लासरूम में या कम्युनिटी में, और फिर वो जाके करते हैं। And you can do the same because a lot of you are already engaged with classrooms or with students or with other people who can really benefit from this knowledge. Another way to do it is to fundraise. So many girls do not have access to products. So what if you could give them a taste or a test of what a sanitary product feels like and how it can improve their lives. So they sometimes COVID के अंदर तब access नहीं था, supply chain नहीं थी, तो they talked to partners like Butterfly or Always. They took a lot of donated material and then they went into communities and they gave it away. So this is another way for you to do advocacy or create change on this topic. Now, I have a little bit of a background on trying to use technology for menstrual education. इस आइडिया, ये जो पर्टिकुलर आइडिया आया था, ये कभी भी इससे शुरू नहीं हुआ था. I started off with making a small cartoon about a superhero girl named Raaji, जो जाके बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स के ऊपर उसकी स्टोरी लाइन्स बनी हुई थी और वो हम जाके कम्युनिटीज में दिखाते थे ताकि through storytelling we could advocate for change on various women's rights topics, whether it was honor, whether it was shame, whether it was menstruation, whether it was infertility. So many topics we used to try and talk about. लेकिन जब हम जाके दिखाते थे तो लड़कियों के बहुत सारे सवाल आते थे. अब सवाल जो थे वो हम इकट्ठे कर लेते थे और फिर उसके बाद वापस जाके फिर से उनको जवाब देना, we did not have the resources for it. So we thought, what if we created a chatbot or a messaging platform जहां हम इस particular topic को address कर सकें. So I want you to either take a picture of these one of the screenshots or like the QR codes and see whether you can see Raaji, which is our chatbot, and there are different topics that are embedded within Raaji about menstrual education. I can take you through it as well, but I'd rather that for the next 5 minutes, you explore what Raaji is and whether you got a little bit of a hint of what is in this particular product. I hope nobody is having trouble exploring. So now the reason why I wanted you to try it out is so that ये particular platform है कि अगर आपको अपने आप को educate करना है और how do you can start the conversation about menstruation. कभी-कभी हमें लफ्ज नहीं आते, कभी-कभी हमें समझ नहीं आता कि हम किस तरह शुरू कैसे करें. तो ये एक तरीका है कि आप या तो उनको प्रोवाइड कर दें इसका लिंक या फिर आप खुद उनको अपने आप से सीख के इसी को यूटिलाइज करते हुए आप जाके किसी क्लासरूम में या किसी कम्युनिटी में या किसी भी अपने स्कूल के फ्रेंड्स के साथ ये टॉपिक जो है ना एक्सप्लोर कर दें. इसका एक इंग्लिश वर्जन है, इसका एक उर्दू वर्जन है. मैं थोड़ा सा करके दिखाऊंगी एंड देन यू गाइज कैन ट्राई इट आउट लेटर आफ्टर यू आर डन.
मेरा नाम राजी है. मुझे आपसे मिलकर बहुत खुशी हुई.
अच्छा, अब राजी के 3 टॉपिक्स हैं. एक उसका इंट्रोडक्शन है यानी उसका तारुफ, एक उसकी मालूमात है. अब मालूमात सारी उसकी मेंस्ट्रुएशन के ऊपर है क्योंकि ये फोकस्ड ही मेंस्ट्रुएशन पे हुआ हुआ है. और एक उसका तुम्हारा मकसद है यानी राजी का मकसद है क्या, उसकी क्या वैल्यूज हैं. तो मैं थोड़ा सा ये साथ साथ करती जाती हूँ एंड आई विल.
जरूर, मेरे बारे में कुछ भी जान सकती हो. मैं इंटीरियर सिंध से आई हूँ और कुछ साल से कराची में काम कर रही हूँ. मैं गर्ल्स को हेल्थ के बारे में एजुकेशन देती हूँ. आपसे बातें करके मुझे बहुत मजा आया.
अब मैं थोड़ी सी उसकी मेंस्ट्रुएशन की जो इंफॉर्मेशन है उसमें जाती हूँ.
मुझे फीमेल बॉडी और उसके हेल्थ सिस्टम्स के बारे में पता है. क्या आपको बताऊं?
जरूर बताओ.
फीमेल्स की बॉडी में एक रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ सिस्टम होता है. इस सिस्टम की वजह से आप एक खास प्रोसेस से गुजरती हैं जिसका नाम है माहवारी.
माहवारी जो वर्ड है ये हमने अपनी रिसर्च से पता किया है कि बहुत ज्यादा कम्युनिटीज में ये वर्ड यूज किया जाता है. टू मेक थिंग्स मोर कंटेक्चुअल इट ऑलवेज इज बेटर टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो लोग उसके बारे में उन्होंने क्या उसके लिए टर्म रखा है.
माहवारी एक नॉर्मल प्रोसेस है जो हर लड़की को होता है. इसमें आपके जाती हिस्से से ब्लड आएगा और ये एक हेल्दी बॉडी की निशानी है. मैं माहवारी के प्रोसेस के बारे में ये बातें जानती हूँ.
लेट्स सी किस एज में होता है.
माहवारी यूजुअली 8 से 16 इयर्स की एज में शुरू होती है. माहवारी यूजुअली 8 से 16 इयर्स की एज में शुरू होती है। माहवारी यूजुअली 3 से 7 डेज तक चलती है।
So अब मैं I will stop sharing this. This is your tool to understand all the basics that you need to get started on period education in any community that you feel needs this education. Before we go forward, I want to also explore कि आप लोग एडवोकेसी में किस तरीके से करना चाहते हैं, आपको क्या इसमें इंटरेस्ट है, इससे आपको क्या फायदा होगा. A lot of people also think ये क्वेश्चन शुरू में भी आया था कि इससे फायदा क्या होगा. So let me go into a little bit into how you can use Raaji and how you can advocate for your own self. So you can use the chatbot to educate yourself on your own topics. ये जो भी menstruation के topics हैं, आप इसको communities में भी use कर सकते हैं. आप ये QR codes जो हैं, अपने लोगों के साथ share कर सकते हैं. You can also be an advocate by connecting us to different partners, whether it is through your own network, whether it's your own school जहाँ इसकी ज़रूरत है. अगर आप हमें connect करेंगे, that would be very, very important for us. And then how do we measure कि हम सारों ने आज 20 लोगों ने कैसे impact किया. अगर आप किसी भी classroom में जाके 5 लोगों को भी basics समझा देते हैं, whether through technology, whether through art, whether through your writing, whether through a poem, please share this impact. So this could be, you can take a picture, you can push it on your social media, use one caption or one hashtag so that we all can find what we're doing together. We can kind of see it. And you can also conduct surveys to understand कि क्या वाकई यही प्रॉब्लम है या कुछ और प्रॉब्लम है जो हमने फोकस ही नहीं की. और तीसरी चीज आप ये भी कर सकते हैं कि दूसरे लोगों को कन्विंस करें कि वो भी चेंज मेकर्स बने. यानी कि आप नेक्स्ट हमारी जो होगी ट्रेनिंग उसमें उनको इनवाइट करें, उनको पुश करें कि वो भी आके ये ट्रेनिंग लें. And then how does it benefit you? So I'm going to speak about my experience on advocacy. I would say that, I did not set out to do advocacy to get like recognition or to get opportunities. However, these come very naturally as a consequence of doing good work. When you do good work, you have good karma, and good karma brings you more learning. It brings you more connections. It gives you more partnerships. So the fact that Tanzila and I were able to do this is through a grant that I received from Catalyst. Had I not been doing this advocacy, I would not be able to get this information to you. So when you start doing advocacy or this work, you'll see that you will feel better about yourself. You'll feel better that you're contributing to your country. You'll feel like you are an active participant in the world. You're not just a seer. You are an actual active person. You're a doer. You also will get a lot of benefits from doing this advocacy. So I want to recommend you for opportunities that exist, whether they're fellowships that you want to apply for, or whether they are opportunities like, hold on, a lot of people have left. They want to be admitted back. So you can get a letter of recommendation. You can, all of these things are for you to ask us. If you're doing this advocacy with us, you have a right to ask us for anything that you think can make you a better advocate. So you will have a certificate given to you once you've done even a small training. You can get mentoring from Tanzila. She's awesome as a public speaker. And the ones who do an incredible job will get a thank you gift as well. And then last, I want to say that, this particular topic, this is not a Pakistan topic. This is a global topic. Agar aap iske par वाकई काम करते हैं, you are going to have an impact on women's mental health, their physical health. The fact that many of the girls, after they get their periods, they drop out of school and then they get married. So you can actually play a role in them not getting married so quickly. You can play a role in them getting employment because they can manage their menstruation more successfully or more healthily. You can also play a role in managing the healthcare का जो हमारा इस वक्त इतना already burden है. अगर लड़कियों को infections नहीं होंगे, उनको problems नहीं होंगी, उनकी अपनी जिंदगी बेहतर होगी, बल्कि overall government के ऊपर भी कम burden पड़ेगा. And then last of all, which is very, very important, if you see the country right now, it's excessively dirty. There is so much trash that we see on a daily basis that we become numb to it. And menstrual waste plays a big role in this. So we have to see that, whenever we talk about menstrual education, we have to talk about proper disposal. How do we throw away this waste? This is one of the largest contributors of plastic pollution, one-time plastic use. So this entire topic really ties well into sustainability. And अगर आप ये जो 5 colored boxes देखें, can anyone recognize कि ये क्या है, इनका क्या role है, ये कहाँ देखे जाते हैं?
These are the 2030 Sustainable Goal (SDGs), known as SDGs for people, and these 5 goals can contribute to the advocacy we are working on. These are one of the, as I'm not wrong, one of the 60 goals. I think these are 5 out of those 60 goals.
Absolutely correct, Fayyal. So these are called the UN SDG goals, and ये total 17 है. और ये इस वक्त पूरी दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा जिन चीजों के ऊपर फोकस करना चाहिए ना, उन सबको इन्होंने डिवाइड कर दिया into 17 goals. तो तब आप ये एडवोकेसी करेंगे, चाहे आप जिस भी तरीके से करें, it will contribute back to these 5 goals. So you will improve the health and well-being, you will be a quality education provider, you're going to be able to have equality for genders, and you will also improve the sanitation, and you will make sustainable cities and communities. And then I want to take a little time to thank all the men, all the boys who have joined us today and who have gone through this exercise with us, that we need you. You are very, very important. And the fact that you've joined us shows that you are an ally to this movement. I want to take a moment to just recognize the man in the picture. This man, his name is Zakir Khan, Zakir Bhai as we call him. He's a coach in Orangi, and he's worked with us in helping us provide menstrual education in his cohort, or इनके जो coaches हैं, or like the people who play with him, उनको ये menstrual education provide करते हैं. And he doesn't do it through himself. He connected with me and he asked me to come in and give that education to the girls. And that is exactly what an ally does. Allies make sure that their community changes slowly and gradually. And now the girls have become so comfortable with him that when they're playing and somebody starts their period, they ask him to bring a pad, during the game. So I feel like this is really, really important. And I'm going to now also ask Tanzila to add a story about a male ally in her work who has really played a very strong role.
Thank you, Sabha. When Girlythings was being made, we needed a tech team. Or it's very rare that you come across, tech women. Which was a big question for me also कि हमारे पास IT में खवातीन क्यों नहीं है? Like we need more women who are into IT. So we had to go for a male team. Initially मैं बहुत hesitant थी, but when I saw that they themselves are putting in so much effort, वो खुद से information निकालते थे, and they would sometimes even correct me कि तंजीला user experience को आप ऐसे रखें क्योंकि इस point पे if the user is going through this mental state, this is what she needs. And I was so stunned by the level of support that is available from men about menstrual healthcare in Pakistan. I was so proud of my country, and Sabha has rightly put that a huge kudos to all the guys that we have in this workshop. This is definitely a win on a completely different level. And currently also, I don't know if Usama is here today. After my tech team, the guy who is behind the website of girlythings.pk, he is also very sensitive. He takes care of the inventory and he sometimes deals with customers as well. So it is refreshing to see. And like I said, that Sabina, we understand that the problems are there, but the scope is also enlarging, and that is great. And I also remember that sometimes the guys who order on behalf of the women in their family from our website, and the way they're talking to us, कि नहीं थोड़ा soft वाला भेजें, मेरी wife को rashes होते हैं, this and that. It is refreshing to see the acceptance and the level of communication that is happening within families. So I think that was refreshing.
Awesome. And now that you have decided to become an ally, you have to engage other boys and men. I think अगर आप कोई भी अपनी advocacy दूसरे मर्दों के लिए और दूसरे लड़कों के लिए करेंगे, that will have a generational effect. It will reflect in the boys and the men who are growing right now. They will not be ashamed of holding a product. They will not be ashamed अगर किसी ने कहा कि मेरे periods हो रहे हैं, तो they will not be like shy और शर्मिंदा नहीं हो जाएंगे, जो आजकल एक तरीका हो जाता है.
Yeah.
And then I also want you to be aware of the risks and challenges. ये टॉपिक कोई आसान टॉपिक नहीं है, इसके बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं. आपकी अपनी तब आप ये एडवोकेसी करने जाएंगे, सबसे ज्यादा समटाइम्स आपके पास जो क्रिटिसिज्म आएगी वो आपकी फैमिली से ही आएगी, या आपकी अपने क्लोज रिलेटिव से आएगी कि भाई तुम क्यों ये टॉपिक कर रहे हो, और ये तो इतना शर्मिंदा होने का है.
एम्प्लॉय को सॉरी आई एम कटिंग यू, एक एम्प्लॉय को छुड़वा दिया. शी वाज अ फीमेल वर्किंग विद गर्ली थिंग्स. उसकी फैमिली ने छुड़वा दिया, सेइंग कि इसके रिश्ते वालों ने आना है तो हम क्या कहेंगे कि हमारी बेटी क्या करती है. एंड दैट वाज अ चैलेंज दैट वी हैड टू फेस.
Absolutely. Like my parents are still very, they hate the work that I'm doing. However, this work is important for me and I'm willing to take the risks and challenges. So I just want you to be aware that it's not going to be easy. The only way that you can work is to form collaborative partnerships. जब आप partners के साथ कार्य करेंगे तो आपके पास जो है दूसरे लोगों का जो criticism है वो भी कम आएगा. For instance, working with us or working with the UN or working with an NGO that's close to your heart, that will make your work easier. And then last of all, एक सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग से जो आज हम कर रहे हैं या एक क्लासरूम में जाने से ये बिल्कुल सिचुएशन चेंज नहीं होगी. This has to be a collaborative effort. It has to engage every medium. It has to become like a unified voice that we all raise together. So after all of this talk, I want to ask you, what do you feel is your next step? And you don't have to say that mujhe Raaji use karke karna hai ya mujhe ye karna hai. Just talk about anything that comes to your mind, that after this particular training, मैं क्या करना चाहती हूँ या मैं क्या करना चाहता हूँ. I open up this panel to you and you guys can take the lead.
I think my name is Iman. I think for me, the first step would be in the community that I work in, to get to know more about this challenge in that community. And from there, I will lead on to whatever advocacy I would want to do about this topic.
That is very important, to understand the issue yourself first, क्योंकि हमें गलत डायरेक्शन में नहीं जाना.
मैं ऑलरेडी एक उर्दू मैगजीन पब्लिश करने पे काम कर रही हूँ, वुमेन हेल्थ मैगजीन. पाकिस्तान का ये पहला वुमेन हेल्थ मैगजीन होगा जो कि उर्दू ज़बान में होगा. और इस सेशन को ज्वाइन करने के पीछे भी मेरा यही मकसद था, क्योंकि बहुत सी चीज़ें हैं, बहुत से सवालात हैं जो हमें इस एज में आके भी नहीं पता. और राजी का जो आपने लिंक शेयर किया है, और इससे मुझे डेफिनेटली बहुत हेल्प मिलेगी कि मैं और इतना अच्छा कंटेंट लिख सकूं जो कि लोगों तक जाए, उनको डायरेक्ट जो है वो इस हवाले से इंफॉर्मेशन जो है प्रोवाइड हो. एंड आई विल डेफिनेटली शेयर द लिंक ऑल्सो इन माई मैगजीन, ताकि लोग जो है वो एक्सेस कर सकें.
For sure. Thank you. Best of luck. Anyone else?
If the floor is open, then I can also pitch in what I would want to do.
Absolutely.
So first of all, I would really like to understand this topic in more detail. And then my next step would be to introduce my little sister and my mom to this entire platform. Because obviously an educated point of view is very important in these sort of situations. And once I'm able to, once I'm more comfortable with this topic, then I will try to introduce this to more of my friends in my circle, either on a professional basis or at a personal level. So I do look forward to expanding the reach of Raaji in whatever capacity I can. So yeah.
Thank you.
I just want to
the platform is free.
Yes, Fayyad, go ahead.
So as you mentioned about the coach and allies, the one thing which popped up in my mind is that if a similar training for coaches and sports teacher in our organization where I work for, that Special Olympics Pakistan, We deal with kids who have intellectual disabilities, sometimes physical disability also, and we train them through power of sports. And it's very important for the coaches to understand this thing, because you are dealing with kids who are, you know, less likely to express themselves and tell you that this is the issue. वो डर के मारे आपसे बोलेंगे ही नहीं, because they would not know how to communicate with you. but but what I've seen that when they're training, they have very strong bond with their coaches. um, their coaches are making a, you know, they're making a tremendous difference in their life. उनको वो एक normal sports person से एक Olympian बना रहे होते हैं, and उनकी attachment, उनकी understanding बहुत strong होती है, sometimes better than their siblings and parents, which is surprising and very good even. So one thing we can do is we can have training for those sports teachers and coaches from my official platform where I'm working for. Otherwise, I would like to, as a speaker, as a mental health awareness mentor, I would like to make this initiative a part of our mental health campaign and create awareness, because that is how people are easily open to understand, and they're willing to express, and they're, then it's like, it's most likely like collaborating with like-minded people, and then it helps you take your initiative forward and makes things easier for you. So these are 2 3 things I have in mind, which we can do together, and we can take it forward.
Perfectly fine, Fayal. And I think you've highlighted an important issue that we want to take this workshop further also. So you all are welcome to partner with us. Let us know if you know communities, if you know any platforms where we could take this forward. And once you feel that if you could also be a speaker, let us know. We will also give you the platform to take this training further and be a trainer yourself.
Ali has raised his hand. I would like to give the mic to him.
मैं भी यही कहना चाह रहा था कि मैं मुल्तान में जो है अपने एरिया में मैं मेल की हेल्थ पे उन टॉपिक्स पे काम कर रहा हूँ जो टैबू समझे जाते हैं, जिस तरह HIV। तो हमारे जो है मेल के हवाले से गाइडेंस जो है वो सेशंस होते रहते हैं, तो उसमें मैं ज़रूर इस चीज़ को जो है वो इंक्लूड करना चाहूँगा, और इन फ्यूचर भी, क्योंकि मेरे जो एक्टिविटीज़ होती हैं, तो मैं ज़रूर चाहूँगा कि तंजीला और सबा को जब मेंस्ट्रुअल हेल्थ के रिलेटेड कोई हम टॉपिक पे डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं तो आपको ज़रूर इनवाइट करूँगा, अगर हो सकता है।
Sure, Ali is doing a great job in Multan, and I know Ali because he's also my alumni. So I have high bets on you, Ali.
I think Maria has also raised her hand. So Maria, if you can hear us, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So I think an important point that you raised was how collaboration is very important, right? And one individual cannot bring like massive change or like on a big scale. So I really feel that so I'm a Teach for Pakistan fellow, and I know there are other Teach for Pakistan fellows in here. So I feel like us as, you know, TFP fellows, as an organization, I think an initiative along these lines and also collaboration with you alongside, I think would go a long way. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm sure even fellows who are not a part of this workshop now may attend workshops later, and they would be very much interested in this. So I think I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you, Maria. If you can connect us to the founder or the administration for Teach for Pakistan, this could be a continuous program that we can run. And I'm also going to share the recording of this session with you guys so that you can share it with your fellows, your friends, whoever might need this in their community. I just want to take 2 minutes just to thank our partners for the support that they've given. So we have support from MIT Solve, which is an institution for tech for social good. They actually give grants and they give all sorts of support to people who are working on change. So think that, you know, when you're working on this, you are also going to get a lot of appreciation from all around the world. Just as Tanzila and I have been able to get besides all the work that we've done. And then our grant and our support also comes from Roddenberry Foundation and Catalyst. So just going to thank them. And then I have sent a feedback form. I'm going to send it again as well. If you can give us feedback to make this training more and more collaborative, more fun, that's going to be actually really helpful for both of us so that we can make this better for the next cohort. Tanzila, over to you.
And please do follow us on our social media, and we're open to ideas. Now, this is not a one-time workshop at all. There is so much that is happening and will happen. We're excited. We are excited for the challenges because we understand the level of help that we're giving. I'd like to share one quick story that happened recently. We also, Girlythings delivers urgent menstrual kits to women in public. And I remember this one lady, she was traveling from one place to another destination, and she was stopping at Lahore station for a bit. And she texted me and she said, look, I'm coming, I've started my period, I'm on the train, can you just send one urgent kit to the train station? And I said sure. And we had to send it. And I think it is very recent, but now I feel so adamant that we do need to talk about it. Women need help, but it's not a women's issue, it's a community's issue. And if we need to empower the community, we need to tackle it in the core. So thank you all. I am so excited to see your advocacy work, and thank you Sabha for the platform. Thank you Suha. Thank you everybody who participated. Your mic, Sabha, is muted. Nee, I still can't hear you. It's still mute. Who muted you? Who muted you? Sabha ko koi mute na kare.
Okay, so just if you guys don't mind, if we can take a picture, अगर आप लोग अपने video for 1 second on कर ले, we don't mind backgrounds. If you can help us so that we can see your faces, all the advocates who are willing to start working on this topic, it would be incredible. Let's.
Babi, beautiful faces.
This is amazing. Let's see.
Sabha, you're taking the picture?
Yes,
I'm trying to adjust everybody's.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to start. So 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you, guys. Excellent. So hopefully we will see you again on the next training, and please share a link or the video recording with your friends and other advocates who might be who might benefit from this. With that, I close the meeting and I check the chats, and yes. Anybody else who wants to say anything?
Now is the time.
All right. So with that, thank you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Thank you. Hafiz.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Love it.